So, hello guys, I am FIDE Master Ingvar Johannesson from Iceland, and before going on to the main part of the video, I want to tell you a little bit about myself and yeah, why I'm making this video. I wasn't sure I wanted to make this video, but I did confer with some people and they agreed with me that I should make it. This should be exposed. So before going on to that, a little bit about myself and my motives, I guess. I don't know. So I've been making chess videos for a while now. I actually started making chess videos on YouTube and on chessvideos.tv I think back in 2007, which is over 10 years ago. And originally it was simply out of the love for chess. I love chess. It's a huge part of my life, my main hobby. I'm not a professional, but I'm close to it. Would I like to be? Maybe, I don't know. It's difficult, but it's my main hobby. And yeah, I used to make a lot of chess videos on, especially on chessvideos.tv. I was inspired by international master Greg Shahari, who started posting like live chess blitz videos on chessvideos.tv. I copied him. I started making these videos, and then eventually I also made some teaching material, like my original chess pattern recognition videos were made on that site, and I eventually copied them to YouTube, and people tend to like them. They've been well received, and you know, in the early days there was no monetary model, so I just made videos because I like chess. I want to give people as good of teaching material as I can. And you know, I've had my YouTube channel for many years, but I never considered myself like a YouTuber or intended to make money from a YouTube channel or whatever. But you know, in the last month plus, I've been making a lot of videos. I've been making a video every day, and I want to explore, you know, how much, you know, how far I can take this channel. I consider myself, I'm a good player. I'm qualified. I'm a strong player. I'm a FIDE master. I'm very close to international master strength. I have 2 international master norms. I have taken my rating to almost 2400, which is the requirement for IM. I took it to 2398.2, I think, which was very frustrating, but that's another story. And I'm also a FIDE trainer. I took a FIDE trainer course in Tromsø in 2014, taught by Grandmaster Efstradios Grivas. I took another course taught by FIDE senior trainer Helgi Ólafsson in Iceland, etc. And you know, I want to give people good material. Having said that, let's go on to why I am making this video. Let's check it out. Okay, so we're gonna have a look at this guy, the chess puzzler. So apparently he played the game against the Magnus App.
Hi everyone, this is your chess puzzler. If you've been here before or this is your first time, a very warm welcome to the channel. Some of you requested me to put up a game that I played recently, so here we go. I had challenged
some people requested him to put up a game he played recently. Oh, so he requested challenged Magnus, and he went to the highest level, age 27.
12, and it turned out to be easier than I thought.
H12 was too easy for him.
It's 2 to 3 seconds to come up with a move. So not much thinking process is used at this level.
2 to 3 seconds to come up with a move.
So let me get cracking.
I tried to play Magnus Age 27. It took a long time at age 27, so that's not entirely correct.
Magnus, who got started up with the white pieces and kicked off with E4. If you are one of my subscribers or have viewed some of my earlier clips, you would know what I would have gone for.
We'll keep going.
I went for the Scandinavian or center counter defense.
He has endless games using this opening, but for some reason this is the first game in like 700 videos which he posts one of his own games. Okay, but fair enough. I mean, he's done videos on the Scandinavian, so let's see.
What I did in the meantime is to take screenshots of various moves because I had no
Now he goes about explaining why he couldn't record.
I transferred them to this platform. I could have done this
why
live.
He couldn't record
would have been
himself playing the app.
Filming live with my GoPro
isn't a lot of
would have taken a lot of
trouble.
Space. So this was my second best option.
I got Mother already did it. He played the Magnus App. And you have some simulators and stuff.
I may leave
but for some reason he could only take screenshots
so that
after his move was played.
Can catch up. After E4, I responded.
A very curious excuse for not providing a recording.
If you checked out my last,
and I think I have an idea why he couldn't provide a recording.
I expected D4.
Okay, so the opening is fairly normal. The Scandinavian.
And this came as a surprise to me. Not that it is a bad move or anything.
The app goes C4.
Just don't get to see it at high level.
Another idea is D4.
And here I was beginning to wonder if this was going to be a high level game itself.
Okay, the chess puzzle.
C6.
By the way, pos ala. There's no E. It's I usually read the words like they come. So posler, P-U-Z-Z Aliar, Puzzler, not Puzzler, and it has a Puzzler. Having said that, okay, let's go. So basically they transpose to a Caracan pawn of attack. He goes knight c6. A normal opening. And okay, now we have to pause. So this is the first moment of interest. He says post-mortem on YouTube, okay, I have not compared my move against the top engine, and Stockfish prefers g6. Well, it doesn't. The book move is bishop g4, so Stockfish wants to play bishop g4. Keep going. Yeah. Magnus took on d5, and
knight to the knight on c3.
Okay. And he goes on with his very vague general considerations. Of course you don't take on c3. You play e6.
And it was about time
so he wants to castle.
But first I need to get my bishop out of the way. After I placed him on e7.
By the way, the last like 4 or 5 moves are first choice Stockfish or black. But it's still theory, so we're not going to dwell into that. But I'll show you after he castles. I'll show you every move after that. The Stockfish first move choice. So you can make up your mind. Make up your own mind. So, you know, let's give the benefit of the doubt for the opening moves. But after this, let's have a look. Okay.
Of the Carlsen exchange variation.
So just castle.
This is why it is important to know your openings because of these transpositions. I was preparing to move my bishop after I castled, but to my surprise, the application came up with this move instead.
Queen b3.
After my bishop, Queen b3.
So let's see what he said about this move. The engine is miles away from bishop d6. No, it's a #1 goddamn choice. You're a liar.
I went for something a bit more challenging.
Oh yeah, a bit more challenging.
Just
trick the application.
If Magnus takes on d5,
trick the application. An engine is very likely to take on d5. Excellent explanation. An engine will fall for a move in 1. Come on.
B7. There are a few ways to do something with this knight, but I would have needed to capture first the knight on f3, and with the bishop recapturing,
irrelevant.
Go on and remove d4.
Totally irrelevant.
I bypassed this idea and got
he bypassed this idea and got the rook out to c8. Let's have a look. We have to give it to him though. Rook c8 is second choice, but this whole concept of bishop d6 and rook c8, come on, it's very far-fetched.
After knight b4, my next step was...
knight b4, Stockfish number 1, of course.
But was he able to do so? I still went for this knight move to c2.
Stockfish number 1, no surprise.
Rook, I could take the bishop, but did I go for this move? Yes, I did.
This one is fairly forced, but of course, Stockfish number 1
was not going to take this back.
No, the engine will not blunder a queen in 1.
Before going for anything else, I attack the queen. If the queen takes a7...
So yeah, before going for anything else, it's rook b8, only Stockfish number 1 yet again.
Once I remove b2, the bishop is under attack, and this would have given me
vague explanations.
The application went for a queen move to c6, and since I had it all covered, I still went after b2. Firstly, I attacked the rook.
You went to bishop f5.
Also looking at
Stockfish number 1.
Queen. It was one of these two moves, and in the end, bishop f5 it was. Having given the application a run for its money,
the most weird of moves.
With the most weird of moves. Any ideas, anyone? In 2, 1, and pause.
Okay, now weird he says, but it's Stockfish number 1, by the way. And as you can see, bishop a3 is the Stockfish number 1 as well. And any human that plays bishop f5 and gets king h1 is going to take the rook on b1. But somehow, you could have, and you should have, and you would have if you were a human. But if you're a computer, you go for bishop a3. Bishop a3 is not a human move. You just have to trust me on that one.
Rather than doing it this way round, I did it the other way round.
Okay. You first got it in. Yeah, that's what anybody would do.
Out my plan and went for an immediate queen retreat.
Queen c3, and let's see what Stockfish wants to do here.
Carlsen was running like a headless chicken.
The tactical wizardry continues. Carlsen is running like a headless chicken. Bishop b4, obviously, with everything hanging. Bishop b4
was slim. He retreated to c6.
How can you retreat forward? So he keeps referring to the computer as him, which is ridiculous. Okay, you take on b1 and rook e8. Let's have a look at that one, by the way. Very, very, very surprisingly, rook e8 is Stockfish number 1.
This knight is going to get into
okay, some random second or third line computer explanations.
It was a tempting move to go for, but rather than attack the knight, I attack the queen again.
Oh, you went rook e6. Let's see what Stockfish thinks. Amazingly, it agrees with you. Rook e6. Once the queen returns, like that's the only move. He just glosses over any. There's no explanation. Just glosses over every move. Oh, he got in with this bishop move. Got in with what is that? Yeah, I mean, by now you get it. There's no explanation. I got in with this bishop move, which happens to be Stockfish number 1. I mean, come on.
I did, and removed them.
Okay, so what's next?
By taking h7 with a check.
He took an e5 and
I got my king to h8.
Okay. So yeah. Bishop takes e5 was number 1. King h8 was very close to king f8. It's both -3, and bishop f5, and here he goes on forever about the alternatives in this position. When Stockfish number 1 joined number 1 at bishop d6 and bishop c7, and here he goes on about some alternatives. with some silly lines.
Even after shooting off to f5, queen c5.
Shooting off to f5. I mean, these lines make no sense to me. It's probably some computer lines.
I'm not only covering a7.
So black is down a pawn, but I mean, he has a compensation, but he's just scrolling over this line like everything is completely obvious, and it's not. I'm like, well, what the hell is this?
The rook to attack the queen.
Ah, yeah. This is all obvious. Come on.
I should have this one. No sweat.
You should have this one, no sweat. What does this even mean? You're down a pawn.
Another move.
Well, I mean, there's nothing obvious here. Another move you could have gone for. Any rook move, you're up the exchange. Any rook move, d takes e5, you win the pawn, and you're up the exchange for just a pawn.
On the threat.
So here he's spending a lot of time on like a position where like the top 5 moves are all completely winning. As if, I don't know, maybe to justify. It's very, very, very strange.
On h6, and by taking the bishop, I can go for e5. Queen e7, queen c3 is in time to cover. But after I get my rook behind my queen, again, Mr. Magnus.
Queen c3 is in time to cover, but after I get my rook in, then it's not covering anything if you get your rook in. I mean, this is like zero explanation. After I get my rook in, after I go over there, and he goes there covering this.
Sure if I did the right thing here, but I decided to keep my strong bishop.
You decided to go with stockfish number 1, so of course you're sure.
Bishop to d6.
Bishop d6.
I knew what Magnus played here. The bishop's recapture strengthened d5.
So you put your bishop back, and him taking on e6 strengthened d5? I mean, what kind of an explanation is that? He took the rook, you took back, and now you're up a piece.
Far lower than our big engines. The Magnus application opened up.
Magnus application opened up on g2. Incidentally, as you saw, was the engine number 1 choice. Letting your queen into f6, the stockfish number 1 choice again.
Another move. Why didn't he get the queen into g2 is beyond me.
Why he didn't get the queen to g2 is beyond you. Incidentally, almost any move squeezing into f3, stockfish number 1. Like king g1, queen g2, king g2, we're all like -3. It's completely. So queen f3 and queen d3.
His application. I sacrificed my bishop for these two guys, and even here the application did not take my bishop. So again, this was no.
Notice how no move is explained. It's like I put my bishop back, I slid my queen in 2, I pulled my rook over there, I moved my. There's no reasoning or explanation. So queen f1.
And this was going to be the first
take on e3.
and last time
number
I was
1.
trying this application. Given this position, finishing off was very easy. Taking e3 with a check, got the king out.
And king g2. Now anybody a piece up will just.
And now I allowed the bishop to fall.
You allowed it to fall. Anybody would. There's no threat. Bishop d6, human move. Bishop f4 maybe. Bishop d6 looks very natural. But of course he goes rook c8. Yeah, completely obvious.
C2.
Stockfish number 1.
The king eventually took my bishop. From this position, anyone with anything starting from a 1600
I'm over 1600.
Should be able to finish off in 3 moves.
I should be able, but king h3 is not immediately obvious. But I guess you take on h2. But
once the queen had gone,
this is obvious to an engine, so let's have a look.
Now Magnus resigned.
So yeah,
this was some very easy game.
Very easy game.
Expect this application to have been much tougher.
He expected the application to be tougher.
Himself was beaten repeatedly.
But well done, you are like almost 19, at least 99% of your moves were stockfish number 1. So well done indeed. And now the legendary post-game analysis.
if we're looking for gaps in the Magnus application,
Looking for
I think
gaps.
this queen move to b3 was the catalyst.
I think the queen move to b3 was the catalyst. Yes, when you pulled off the obvious bishop d6, rook c8. Rook get into the game.
When I went for this knight to b4, the program got confused, even so slightly.
Yeah, the program got confused. Well done indeed, well done indeed. I'll shut this down now. Yeah, I don't know what to say really. I mean, the guy has made 760 videos, and I don't mind. Most of them are really good. And this is not about pulling rank, like, you know, oh, you should only watch grandmasters and like title players. No. Some of my favorite YouTubers like Suren and Agatmatter, they're rated around or under 2000. But I enjoy their videos because they have good content, they have good personality, and they're not trying to be somebody that they're not. But this is trying to be somebody that you're not. And this is fraud. Okay, he didn't cheat anybody in a game or something, so I'm not accusing anybody of cheating, but it's obvious this was not him playing against the computer. He's posted 760 videos, and this is the first video of you playing a game, and you're claiming that you beat Magnus, the Magnus App, on the highest setting, easily, without making a mistake. No mistakes. All your moves are like stockfish number 1. Your average centipoise loss was 9 with zero mistakes, 0 inaccuracies, 0 blunders. And you expect anybody to believe that. And I've had some strong players look at this, and there's no explanation for any move. This is not the explanation of a strong player. So this is fraud, and I don't like it. So I mean, I was really disgusted when I watched this, because he's trying to fraud people into watching his channel as if he's a good player, and that's not right. You know, do it for the right reasons. You know, be enthusiastic. You know, put out some content, but don't pretend to be something you're not. This is fraud. I'm not pretending to be a grandmaster. I'm not a grandmaster. You know, stuff is earned. Like Simon Williams, he's a grandmaster. That's earned. He earned 3 norms. He earned the 2500 rating, so he's a grandmaster. So that's a title that's earned. So he's entitled to that. And you know what comes with it. It's like the other day, I posted a controversy video where I called out a cheater, a guy who cheated against me, and he did. And some guy went like, oh, I mean, yeah, I don't like this content. And there was a guy that he got caught cheating. A guy rated around 2000. And he blatantly cheated many times. So people thought he was, he's winning all these games, he's really good. So he got students based on this, on the cheating. That he pulled, you know, he tried to increase his rank artificially by cheating. So people thought, oh, he's really good, I'll get lessons from him. But no, you're stealing from other people that earned something. You know, people get good in chess, they earn it. It's not accident. You know, people spend their life, they study, they get rank. Like somebody is a lawyer, like they spent 6 years in school studying, so they get more salary than me because I was fucking lazy, you know. That's the way the world works. So if you earn something, you deserve it. You can't take shortcuts. So I'm sorry for the rant, but this just effing me off, you know, and this is not right. So I mean, that's my input. I'm out.